name is Reza Mawarni, and here I'm going to explain about types and history of language learning as a requirement of my final test project. So be ready and let's get started. In 1970s, Christian put forward that individuals have two independent means in developing a knowledge of a second language as acquisitions and learning. As we know, acquisitions is a subconscious and intuitive process of constructing the system of a language, while learning is a process in which the learner tend to figure out rules, and are generally aware of their own process. In the case of examining the development of language learning and teaching, it's clearly realized that there is a movement from behaviorist approach to humanistic approach.
The views that dominate the language learning and teaching approaches and methods could be classified as structural view, functional view, and interactive view. The main focus in these views is on the teaching, teacher, and product. With the emergence of humanistic approach, there has been a serious shift within the field of language learning and teaching in which the main emphasis is on the learner and learning. With the effect of humanistic approach, many profound innovations are put forward in language learning and teaching process, such as inductive teaching, strategy training, and process evaluation.
In developing the ability of second language, the role of native speaker is needed. A person's native language influenced by culture can affect the persons in processing the word from second language, and often mother tongues make a second language learner struggles. It's because the influence of mother tongue is stronger, so the role of native speakers is useful to improve the learning of the new language. In fact, many people say that they are master on a foreign language just because they can speak and listen only, but they tend to be blind on their grammar. Let's watch these explanations.
Grammar is important because it's one of important aspects that needs to be learned if we want our language mastery to be truly comprehensive, not lame only speaking or listening. And in fact, learning directly with native speakers does have a significant effect or impact on foreign language mastery. It's because we are used to hear the way they communicate. Of course, we can clearly learn about phonology, morphology, syntax, phonetics, semantics, and pragmatics from the experts. We take the example when we learn local languages, for instance, Japanese language. We will understand better if the tutor is a native Japanese, because she or he can teach clearly and in detail about things related to understanding the language. However, we still have to balance several aspects. One of the aspects that supports us to understand foreign languages is to expand the vocabulary. According to Guest and Salinger 2008, there are several dimensions that affect the learning process or language acquisitions positively or negatively. What are they?
First is the dimensions of the influence. This is the personal pressure a person feels when they are facing a new culture or are exposed to a new culture. For example, Indonesian citizens who live and come to the European country, and they will experience a culture shock because of the new culture they experienced. Second is the social aspect. This is the social closeness and behavior between two cultures that touch a person. For example, A is a person with a different family background, like his father is from Sundanese and his mother is from Sumatra. Then it will be easier for him to learn and understand both languages because he actually tend and used to hear their parents use and speak in their local languages. Third is age difference. Learning a second language at a very young age can be said to be more easy, while learning a second language at the middle age can be said to be more challenging. For example, there are two women. The first woman is on the middle age and another is teenager. Take a courses of English for occupational purpose. Then the understanding and comprehending will be easier and will be faster for the teenagers women. The fourth is the aptitude. Aptitude refers to the individual's ability to learn a new language. It's believed that some students have a tendency in learning and some students don't. For example, Bella Deviakina is a little girl actually, who can speak several languages at the age of 4. The fifth is motivations. Maintaining a steady enthusiasm of something that we are going to learn is the easiest way to make the process of learning more effective. For example, A wants to be a Japanese translator, so it motivates him to learn a Japanese language. 6 is personality. So personality is a combination of emotional response patterns, then behavior, and then attitudes of a person. For example, the extrovert person will find it easier to master a new language they have just learned compared to the introvert one, because the extrovert person will feel free to ask about their curiosity compared to the introvert. 7th is learning style. So this is the term usually used by people to describe a person's natural habits in obtaining information and learning something. For example, A is more quickly to understand when he study in the crowded place, while B is more quickly understand something if he study in the quiet atmosphere. Then the H part is learning strategies. This is terms used by students usually to help them in understanding something and help them in solving the problem.
Now we have come to the end of our material, and after explaining this material, I hope these explanations will help everyone in understanding types and history of language learning. Thank you for watching and have a nice day!